Napoleon Bonaparte, the name alone evokes images of military genius, a ruthless ambition, and a man who forever altered the course of history. His life was a whirlwind of dramatic events set against the backdrop of a tumultuous era in European history. This short, stocky Corsican general rose from obscurity to become the Emperor of France, conquering vast swathes of Europe in the process. His military prowess and strategic brilliance were unmatched. Born in the fires of the French Revolution, Napoleon's story is one of both triumph and tragedy. He navigated the chaotic political landscape with a keen sense of opportunity. He was a man of contradictions, a brilliant military strategist who championed Enlightenment ideals, yet ruled with an iron fist and plunged Europe into years of war. His vision for a unified Europe was both ambitious and controversial. His military campaigns, while marked by stunning victories, ultimately ended in defeat. The toll of constant warfare left Europe in a state of exhaustion. Yet Napoleon's impact transcends mere military conquests. His reforms in law, education and administration have left a lasting legacy. He left an indelible mark on the world, shaping modern law, governance and the very map of Europe. His influence can still be felt in many aspects of contemporary society. This essay delves into the life and legacy of this enigmatic figure, exploring his rise to power, his remarkable achievements, and his enduring impact on the world stage. Join us as we uncover the complexities of Napoleon Bonaparte's extraordinary journey. Napoleon Bonaparte's origins were far from the gilded halls of power he would one day occupy. Born Napoleon Bonaparte in 1769 on the island of Corsica, recently acquired by France, he hailed from a modest noble family. His childhood was marked by the political turmoil engulfing his homeland as Corsicans chafed under French rule. This early exposure to conflict and nationalism would profoundly shape his worldview. A bright and ambitious student, Napoleon excelled in mathematics and military history. He received a scholarship to study at the prestigious military academy of Brienne-le-Château in mainland France. The young Napoleon was an outsider, acutely aware of his Corsican heritage and his less-than-noble status amongst his peers. This fueled a burning ambition to prove himself, a drive that would propel him to unimaginable heights. The French Revolution in 1789 provided the crucible in which Napoleon's military genius would be forged. He skillfully navigated the chaos and upheaval of the revolution, quickly rising through the ranks of the French army. His early campaigns in Italy, launched against the forces of Austria and her allies, cemented his reputation as a brilliant strategist and a daring tactician. Napoleon's victories in Italy, such as the Battle of Lodi and the Siege of Mantua, showcased his innovative use of artillery, his ability to inspire his troops, and his uncanny grasp of battlefield maneuvers. These early successes made Napoleon a national hero in France. He returned to Paris in 1797, not as an obscure general, but as a conquering hero, poised to seize the reins of power. Napoleon's military career was marked by a series of stunning victories that redrew the map of Europe. He faced numerous enemies on multiple fronts, from the plains of Italy to the sands of Egypt. His Egyptian campaign, while ultimately a strategic withdrawal, further solidified his image as a romantic hero and a military genius. He battled not only the Mamluks of Egypt, but also famously the British under Horatio Nelson at the Battle of the Nile. In 1805, Napoleon achieved perhaps his most decisive victory at the Battle of Austerlitz, crushing the combined forces of Austria and Russia. This triumph demonstrated his tactical brilliance and his ability to outmaneuver and outwit his opponents. His victories continued for years, culminating in the conquest of Prussia in 1806 and the Treaty of Tilsit in 1807, which seemed to secure his dominance over much of continental Europe. Section 5. Revolutionizing France, the Napoleonic Code and societal reforms. Napoleon's impact extended far beyond the battlefield. He was a man of the Enlightenment, deeply influenced by its ideals of reason, progress, and secularism. As first consul and later emperor, Napoleon implemented a series of sweeping reforms that modernized France and left a lasting legacy on the world. His most enduring achievement in this regard is undoubtedly the Napoleonic Code, a comprehensive legal system that enshrined the principles of equality before the law, property rights, and religious tolerance. The Napoleonic Code replaced the patchwork of feudal laws and customs that had governed France for centuries, establishing a uniform legal framework that influenced legal systems across Europe and beyond. Section 6. An empire forged, expansion, and the creation of a dynasty. Napoleon's ambitions were not content with merely reforming France. He sought to reshape the entire European order, forging a French empire under his rule. He installed his relatives and loyal followers as rulers of conquered territories, creating a network of client states that stretched from Spain to the borders of Russia. Napoleon's empire, while vast and seemingly invincible, was built on shaky foundations. His constant wars and territorial ambitions fueled resentment and resistance among the conquered populations. Moreover, his attempts to impose a continental system, a blockade against British trade, backfired, harming the economies of France and its subject states. Section 7. The tide turns, the cost of ambition and the road to exile. The turning point in Napoleon's fortunes came with his disastrous invasion of Russia in 1812. Lured deeper and deeper into the vast expanse of Russia by the retreating Russian army, Napoleon's Grande Armée suffered devastating losses due to disease, starvation, and the harsh Russian winter. The disastrous Russian campaign shattered the aura of invincibility that had surrounded Napoleon. Weakened and facing a resurgent coalition of European powers, he suffered a crushing defeat at the Battle of Leipzig in 1813. Forced to abdicate in 1814, Napoleon was exiled to the island of Elba, off the coast of Italy. However, his exile was short-lived. In 1815, he escaped Elba and returned to France, rallying his supporters for one last desperate gamble, the 100 Days' War. Section 8. Legacy of a Giant, Napoleon's Enduring Impact. Napoleon's final stand at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815 ended in defeat, marking the end of his reign and the return of the Bourbon monarchy to France. This battle is often cited as one of the most significant turning points in European history, symbolizing the fall of one of history's most formidable military leaders. Exiled once more, this time to the remote island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic, Napoleon died there in 1821 at the age of 51. His final years were spent in relative isolation, reflecting on his past glories and defeats, far from the grandeur of his former empire. Despite his ultimate defeat and exile, Napoleon left an indelible mark on the world. His influence extended beyond the battlefield, shaping the political, legal, and social landscapes of Europe and beyond. His military genius continues to be studied in military academies around the globe, his campaigns providing timeless lessons in strategy and tactics. The principles he employed are still relevant in modern military training and have been adapted to suit contemporary warfare. The Napoleonic Code, with its emphasis on equality before the law and codified legal systems, influenced legal reforms across Europe and beyond, forming the basis of civil law in many countries to this day. This legal framework promoted a more structured and fair judicial system, impacting societies on a global scale. Napoleon's conquests and the redrawing of borders had a profound impact on the development of national identities in Europe. The reshaping of territories under his rule led to the rise of nationalism and the eventual unification of several European nations. His reign also saw the spread of revolutionary ideals such as liberty, equality, and fraternity, sparking nationalist and liberal movements across the continent. These ideals continue to inspire future generations, contributing to the shaping of modern democratic societies. Section 9. Conclusion: a complex figure in the tapestry of history. Napoleon Bonaparte remains a figure of immense historical significance and enduring fascination. His life and actions have been studied and debated by historians, scholars, and enthusiasts for centuries. He was a man of contradictions, a brilliant military strategist and ruthless conqueror whose campaigns changed the face of Europe, a champion of Enlightenment ideals and an authoritarian ruler. His policies and reforms reflected both his progressive vision and his desire for control. His legacy is complex and multifaceted, encompassing both his military exploits and his contributions to civil administration. He was both a product of his time and a shaper of it, influencing the course of history in ways that are still felt today. His actions reverberating through the 19th century and beyond, affecting the political landscape of Europe. Napoleon's military achievements, while ultimately ending in defeat, left an undeniable mark on the art of warfare. His innovative tactics and strategies are still studied in military academies around the world. His legal and social reforms, particularly the Napoleonic Code, continue to influence legal systems around the world. These reforms standardized laws and are considered one of his most enduring legacies. His conquests and the redrawing of the map of Europe had a profound impact on the development of national identities and the course of European history. The Congress of Vienna sought to restore balance after his fall. Napoleon's life and legacy serve as a reminder of the transformative power of ambition, illustrating how one individual's drive can alter the course of history. The enduring allure of glory which he sought throughout his life and the impact of his quest on the world, and the complex interplay of individual actions and historical forces. His story is a vivid illustration of how personal ambition can intersect with broader historical currents. He remains a subject of endless debate and fascination, with each generation finding new aspects of his life to explore and understand. His story a testament to the enduring power of human ambition and the complexities of historical legacy. Napoleon's life continues to captivate and inspire, a true testament to his lasting impact on the world.